Welcome back for Tip Tuesdays. So I posted another video, well, I uploaded another video on removing gel polish. Well, when you remove the gel polish, then you have naked nails. And so I figured it would be a good opportunity to go ahead and put something back on them. So we're gonna do a Tip Tuesday on painting your nails. At home, keep it simple, and just a couple of tips. Things you need, tools you need. You want to have something to push back your cuticles. That's important. You want to have a nail file to make sure everything is nice and even and there's no rough spots. I'm not saying you have to file your nails to a specific type, like silhouette of any kind. Just file them. They don't even have to all be the same length. Mine are not the same length. They just are what they are. But I like to keep them painted, and I find that painting my nails is a really good de-stressor for me, because then what I can do is I can focus on that one little tiny little thing and get that done, and then I feel accomplished for the day. All right, so some tips. Let's say you feel like you're terrible at painting your nails. Everyone feels like that. I still am not perfect at painting my nails. I watch the other YouTubers that have nail channels and makes me feel real bad about myself. So we're gonna do a at-home painting your nails, keep it simple just so that you can have color in your nails and feel good about it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you some hints. So if you feel like you're really bad at painting your nails, a great way to get good practice on painting your nails is to pick things like sheer colors, things that are light. Doing matte colors or dark colors like this matte black. Those are more difficult. You'll see a lot more of the mistakes that you make, or if you're not perfect around the edges of your nail, it's going to show up a lot more. So another great thing is metallics. They're also pretty forgiving because they catch the light in such a way that you can't always see the edge really well. So it's a great way to practice so that you can paint your nails, walk around, feel good about it, and then you can take them off and put on a different color tomorrow. The other third thing I would say is if you're not good at it and you want to try doing a darker color, like say you want to do a bright red or you want to do a burgundy or a black, and you paint them and at first you're like, I did great, and then you look back at them and you think that could have gone better, if you know what I'm saying. Then a really good trick is to put glitter on top. So pick some really pretty glitters that are opaque. So you can see that this one, there's just a lot of glitter in there, a lot of little glitters. So when you paint over it, you're gonna get a pretty good thick layer of glitter on top of that color. So then it's going to be hard to see which places you messed up and which places you did not. Having said that, another great thing is to invest in some cotton buds or Q-tips. That's the brand name. You can buy some that actually go to a very thin point. That way, let's say you finish, everything looks good, you have your top coat on, everything's dry, but you still see some imperfections. You can dip just the very end of that pointed cotton bud in some nail polish remover and then go right around the edges, perfect those lines and make it look primo. Okay, the other thing I will say is you need a great top coat and a great base coat. Especially if you do a lot of bright colors, base coat is key. I just buy the Sally Hansen base coat, top coat for my base coat. Typically for my top coat, I like to use the Sally Hansen Insta Dry. It dries really fast. Just spoiler alert. Anyway, so I like this one. It works well for me. A lot of people like other things like Seche Vite, or some people like, there's a Sinful Colors that's just a couple of bucks that you can get. For today though, I'm gonna use the base coat. I am gonna go ahead, I think, and use this black, unless I change my mind at the last minute. And then I'm gonna use a matte top coat. This is not the most forgiving combination. This would be something that you would probably want to work up to. I just really wanted to play with them. I just found those at the store the other day, and I'm a sucker for nail polish, so I'm gonna go ahead and paint my nails. I'll record some of it so you can kind of see the process which I do it when I paint my nails. So I'll go ahead and insert a clip right here. I like to make sure I don't get too much nail polish on the brush. So when I do that, I just take most of the polish off the brush by going back and forth and taking just a little bit off the brush onto the sides of the inside of the nail polish bottle. And then I have just a little bit left on the tip of the brush. You can always go back and add more. Obviously, don't take all the polish off the brush or you won't have enough to cover your nail. I also have teeny tiny nails, so you may need a little more polish than I do. Everybody's nails and nail beds are a little bit different. So keep in mind that, like I said, this is gonna mean that you have to practice. Then when I go ahead and paint the nail, I place the brush almost to the very base of my nail, and then I kind of push down a little bit so that it actually goes to the base of my nail. Like I said, in the clip, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. So I place that, I push down a little bit so that it gets to the very base of my nail, and then I just drag the brush to the end. I do that for the entire nail, and then typically when I do the sides of the nail, I'll actually drop the brush right in the center and then kind of pull to the side so that I have a little more control over the edge of that brush and I'm not getting it on the edge of my cuticles. So like I said, start with the middle, push down so that it then goes to the base of your nail, drag the brush, then you'll do the same thing, drop it down in the middle, push down, sweep to one side so that you're just really skirting the edge of that nail, and then you'll do the same for the other side. And then you might go over it a couple times just to smooth everything out, make sure it looks nice, and then go to the next nail. You may have to do 2 coats. It's always better to do 2 thin coats than 1 thick coat. They'll actually dry faster. So do all of your nails like that. I also like to do one hand at a time. So typically what I will do is I'll start with my bad hand first because then I end on a happy note. So I start with my bad hand first, go through, paint the nails on that hand, do the top coat on that hand, give it a few minutes to set up a little bit, especially after that good top coat. Then I move to the other hand. So don't try and do both hands at once. That's how you get transfer all over the place. So inserting clip here, and then I will be back once my nails are done. Okay, I'm all done with this hand here. So I chose to do a matte black and a matte top coat as well. I've only done one hand because I just wanted to show this to you. Now, having said that, When you have special top coats like that, you'll notice they take a while to set down. This one is set and matte. See, it's not shiny. These are still shiny. They're setting. Once these have turned flat black like this, very matte, then I'll start working on the other hand. So in the meantime, while I'm waiting on this, I'll finish up the video with you. I have a couple other tips and tricks. So if you have tiny nails like me, tiny hands like me, then getting one of those pointed cotton buds may not work for you. You can get one of these orange sticks. They're called orange sticks, but they're like a wooden nail stick. Sally's has them, Ulta has them, Walmart has them. You can buy these. You can order them on Amazon, like a bunch of them. So good stuff. And then you can use this to touch up around the edges of your nails instead of that kind of cotton bud thing. So the other thing you can do is, let's say you mess up your nails and you have some around the cuticles, and it's not a ton, but there's still some there. Leave it alone. Let it sit, let it set up, and then that evening when you take a shower, or the next morning when you take a shower, just take a nail brush in with you and gently go around the edges of your nails, and it'll take off the excess that's there. And then you won't have that sitting on around your nails. But yeah. Then the last thing I was going to say, when I was instructing you how to paint your nails, I neglected to say that you would cap off the tip of your nail. So you paint the base, you paint the nail, and then you would take your brush with whatever product, base coat, top coat, color, all of that, and you just drag it right along the very front of the edge of the nail, just the very tip of that brush. And then you get the ends of your nails as well, so that kind of seals off the end of the nail and makes your polish last longer. Okay, so those are the tips. Go for metallics or sheers to start out. Grab some glitter, so if you do want to do a more intense look, you can go ahead and add glitter to try and kind of soften up those edges, make it a little bit easier to do and practice. Be patient, take your time. Use cotton buds to clean up the edges. If you can't use cotton buds, use a wooden stick. You can even dip the stick into nail polish remover to get around the edges, or if you do it right away when you're painting, you won't even need to do that. Just keep that little wooden stick nearby and use the pointed end just right around the edges while it's still wet. Wash your hands in the shower, you know, that evening or the next day after it's had a few hours to sit and really set up, and then just have fun with it. Have a blast. You can go to the store and get lots of different nail polishes that are really inexpensive, like $1, $2, $3. Not always going to be the greatest quality, but we're just talking about having fun here and playing with some color and adding a little bit of spice to your life, right? So if you enjoyed this video, please thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more Tip Tuesdays. Ring the notification bell if you want to hear about upcoming, basically anytime I post, you'd be notified and you can watch the videos. Feel free to comment below if you want me to do other nail care kind of videos or anything else. If you have other things that you'd like me to do, you can comment on any video. I'll read all the comments for as long as I can. Hopefully there will be a day when I can't get through every single comment. Anyway, I hope you have a great day and a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.